Right, let's do this. Yo, it's your boy. Post COVID/chest infection, basically. Now, no, not introduced you yet. No, put it down. Anyway, it's your boy, Seafoam. No, it's my moment. Seafoam Soldier back in the building yet again. You're welcome. And today, got a couple of very special little ladies with me. Number one.
Cheers, babes. I'm Floppy Bob. Hello.
Other number one.
And I'm Crafty Dan. Because I'm doing a little bit of craft. I'm doing a bit of sewing today.
Because you're very conniving.
So if Grant maybe is happy for me, I might take over the other half of this and do a little tutorial.
Oh, you can do it now if you want.
Well, it's cross stitch. Won't take that long.
Go on.
You basically just make crosses.
Oh.
Or engage in YouTube content.
I think Hope does that.
Look, there's someone we know.
Oh my God, it's Chris.
Chris!
He bought me the sewing kit. Oh.
Young Molly's there as well.
Yeah, Young Molly's there.
Oh, did you watch the episode? If so, you both need to share your thoughts, please. I need to keep it PG now. You need to zip the flies
Monica loves a swear.
No, she does love a swear, that's true. Monica, I'm going to include a special swear just for you at some point.
Oh,
yeah.
it's really considerate.
I know, he's the kind of guy I am. Okay. Oh, what should we do? Should we talk about UK versus the world first and go straight into this episode? No, we should talk about the end, shouldn't we?
Yeah,
it's like
a summary.
Okay, so as always, sorry, I've still got a bit of a chest infection. Just enough to keep you interested. I made notes as we've gone through the episode. Obviously, you guys interject with stuff as well.
Yep. And I know I'm looking down, but I am listening. It's just this requires
that Stan's listening post, even if he's not stitchy. That's how he always looks when he's listening.
Hang on, what? There you go.
Molly, I can't believe you said that to me in my own flat. That's absolutely disgusting behaviour. Okay, so first note is, you guys said that, and I completely disagree because I'm a very nice person. How is Deja still there?
How the fuck is Deja still there?
No, I agree completely.
Honestly. I've been thinking this for 7 weeks. What's it been on for?
I know.
8 weeks?
7 weeks?
This is the 8th episode.
Oh my God,
I know.
please.
I mean, we'll talk about it like her performance in the episode as well, like throughout the episode. But even before the episode started, she doesn't fit in with the other queens really.
It's
like it is weird.
It's strange.
I don't know what she's bringing.
Like Rue's already got like one obvious like weird favourite. Like, why has he got 2?
Yeah. I think the thing I don't really get with Deja is like the whole kind of, the Bianca question of like, what do you do successfully? In the sense of, like, because she came in and she's like, I'm, I do cheer. I'm a seamstress. I do cheer. I do musicals. And then she's like, also, I can't sing. I can't dance. And also my outfits are not great.
Obviously, cheer is dance, right? Like, if you're a cheer instructor, whatever, like that's your should be coordinating be able to dance. So she's proven throughout the competition so far that she can't sew. She's a seamstress. So other talent, being able to dance and have rhythm, she showed this episode that she can't do that either.
Yeah.
So I really don't understand. Anyway, at least she's only 31. She's still young. She's still got time to go.
I'm disgusted that she's 9 years younger than me.
It bothers me that I'm a year older.
She's not 31. There's no way she's 31.
I thought she was like 45.
No way. Absolutely no way.
I put her in mid-40s.
Yes.
Maybe older.
Kind of mean, but I kind of agree. Yeah.
Sorry, Deja, if you're watching. You're not.
She is.
If she was.
Literally, I want for you as Deja every week.
I just don't.
God.
Yeah, it's just the whole thing is odd.
It is.
I agree. Okay, so I right now got high hopes for this reading challenge, and I wasn't disappointed. In the end.
It was decent, actually.
All of the queens, like I know, normally, like we're saying with Snatch Game, normally, there's some strong reads, but some queens are super awkward and difficult to watch. We didn't really get that. I mean, we're talking about this throughout the episode, but Daya was a bit like, not in the right space, right vibe for it necessarily, but she wasn't that awkward or like. The whole reading challenge was good. It was a fun reading challenge.
Yeah, and then even in Untucked, there were ones we didn't see, which were equally as good.
The best one ever was in Untucked.
Willow's
about Bosco being. This is what happens when you encourage a horse girl. Or
Valium, yeah.
Oh yeah. That was
like
hey, what's going on? That's a full scene.
But no, I do think because the reading challenge, you're right. Because normally you get one person who's like, "You are fat," and then everyone's like, and the joke is, or there's somebody who's just like, here is a 14-minute long introduction to my joke. And there wasn't really that, like, they were all quite funny. Like, even the less good ones were still like
quite cerebral.
Yeah.
That's none as bad as Monique Hart when she did her, Mohawk.
No, what was Mo's one again?
They were all bad. She was just not funny. And then
you're right.
Okay, because it was all delivered almost with like a like disdain, wasn't it?
Yeah,
it was all like, and you haven't got a very nice dress. Bye.
That is literally your whole vibe.
I know,
right? Kurt hasn't seen the season, but is here for the gays.
I respect that.
Yeah,
and
we are a different breed.
And doing it, right? They're gays.
Chris, do you mean that they were like whooping, like getting involved, or whooping like? Whooping's a positive thing, right?
I know. I wasn't sure if it would be a negative. Like, were they just making a lot of noise, made us think it was better than it was?
Yeah.
Bob knew what he was doing. Just you, babes. Oh
my God! I've just read the rest of Kurt's comment there.
I've seen it as well.
Kurt, you devil!
Dirty devil.
So okay, here's some scalding hot tea for y'all. So you know, everyone was saved last week.
Oh yeah.
Think about it. There are 3 groups of 3. It had to be 3 groups of 3 for the challenge.
Oh,
so maybe it's inevitable.
Bitch.
I know.
Bitch.
There couldn't have been. I don't think it could have been a duo for this one.
Although in theory, because Cornbread left early.
I know. My point is, but like they still had to have an extra person.
Yeah. So does that mean next week the panels are going to be all like groups of 2?
Yeah.
What was it again?
Oh no, the groups of 1 in the preview. Like it was 1.
Is like
normally. The drag con.
So, but
it's been 3 before.
Unless it's 2 4s.
I don't know. Yeah, it's strange.
But it is.
But in the preview, they showed them by themselves.
Oh yeah.
Would you do a panel by yourself? That's not a panel. It's a monologue.
I was the panel.
Panel discussion with just
exactly. Honestly, you'd watch it.
Oh my God, I'd love all that debate.
I know my name.
Those different opinions.
Exactly. Okay. So anyway, I'm right about that.
Kurt never stays for us all the time. He always just comes in. It's like
that's fair.
I appreciate the effort.
No,
I like it.
I feel like these streams, I always say, should be like a podcast thing. I don't think people need to actually visually watch this.
No, I want Kurt to pay full attention the whole time. This isn't the background.
You need to give him something to pay attention to.
I don't come here every week for fun.
That's true. You definitely don't.
Love you, Kurt.
Okay, and my next note is. Oh, God.
Kurt's got a note on that, by the way. So season 10 and All Stars 6 was teams and 3 for the panel.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's right.
Because it was All Stars, and it was that really weird episode where they just decided that Scarlet Envy was creepy.
Oh yeah,
well, they talked about her mums.
Well, they like talk about your trauma.
Oh yeah,
and then she did, and they were like, "We thought that was really creepy," and therefore you're going home. Like, why?
So weird.
Sorry. Streaming old episodes.
So this is a theme of the episode, but obviously this was a fresh note at the time. But like Dia came off very unlikable quite off, like almost off the bat.
Yeah,
about choosing which song to be a part of.
But then I kind of respected that. It was like you wanted what you wanted. Like every week, like people are like, "Oh, she's
just unlikable." If it's the first thing she'd done, like, I might agree, but she's just like it's kind of like.
She's got a massive chip on her shoulder.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
But like, I do think it is just like bratting out. Well, like you could be determined to have something, want something. You can voice that.
Yeah.
But then, like, if the other people are also saying, right, we're in the same boat. This is also where I stand. Then if people suggest like, okay, you need to figure something out, rock paper scissors, something like that, and then you're just like, no.
Yeah.
Like it's just like that is just ridiculous. Like.
So did she actually refuse rock paper scissors?
Yeah. You never refuse rock paper scissors. Ever.
But I will say she did win.
Yeah.
So who's a real winner?
Exactly. Proves my point.
What's the lesson here? Always be a brat, and you'll win at life.
But I mean, I think because that's the thing, though. Because I feel like
Chris's team, you Dan. Oh, what a surprise!
In the because I suppose in the eyes of the public or the audience, right? Like that doesn't help either way because you either like if you're steadfast and you lose or are safe, then you look like an idiot. And if you are really steadfast and then you win, people are like,
"Oh, you're so arrogant."
Yeah, you like
you can't really win. So I'm just like, we may as well just if the other queens are willing to concede, someone's got to concede. She was just like, it's not going to be me.
I like the idea that it goes on for like 3 hours and they're all just like, there's one team doing their choreography and there are two teams just not doing anything because they're just staring at each other, being like, "I told you, I'm not doing anything.
I'm not doing it.
I'm only doing brunettes."
Thanks, babes. Sorry.
Thanks for bringing it. Thanks, Chris.
Thanks,
as well.
Chris, for the Haribo.
I didn't give you the legs. Thank you.
Oh, I threw them on the
Oh, Dan.
Just call me Harry Bob.
No. I won't. Okay. Oh, as I said, Bob made a point, which was good. So, thanks. Jonah, you're welcome. I'm very proud of you this week. The other queens were present during each other's rehearsals.
Yeah.
Which, like, I was thinking it was weird because, like, the whole point is they're supposed to develop their own choreography, but they all have a similar style of movements in this challenge kind of thing. So, like, it seemed like a bit of an unfair advantage for the team who went last, especially as the first team were the choreographers kind of thing, and like the other teams must have got ideas from them about like, what sorts of moves to do.
It was the same style.
Yeah, I did also. Oh, sorry,
Goldrich from the 60s. They all do the kind of standard shit.
Yeah, because Willow's team, because obviously they perform first, and then in the background they were just sort of doing like that for like literally like 10 minutes, just like,
which is accurate.
Yeah. I hope you keep speaking while I get a sweet.
Sorry, Grant. We need you.
Hold on. Okay, so should we move on to challenge?
Oh, we'll just quickly say on.
Yeah,
I was quickly say on the choreography. I think I get the feeling that they also had a little bit of outside help because they seem to have like
they always do.
There was like this sort of like dance move here. I'm like, I don't know if any of the queens would have just like casually been like, yeah, I'm going to do that.
It's very standard thing.
Do you have something to say, Dan?
There's just that the challenge was a bit. Right, I would say I appreciate that the challenge wasn't on the runway because I feel like so many recent seasons they do everything on the runway.
Yeah.
Like, can we just have a set?
Yeah.
But I didn't really think much of the performances.
Yes.
It was very much a nondescript episode.
Yeah, I agree.
Whether because I was cross stitching and not really paying attention.
Sorry,
I didn't really feel.
Sorry, Kurt. Can you let us know if you can hear Dan properly? Just because like his mic's a little bit far from him.
Hello.
But yeah, no, I agree completely. And I feel like there's like finer points we can go into as to why that's the case.
Yeah.
So yeah, but I agree about performing on a set.
Was this? Are we meant because? Was that set built around where the stage normally is? Because they at one point panned to Rue being like, this is a bit weird.
I would assume they wouldn't bother doing that. They must use sets for other challenges. They use sets for the acting challenge. It must just be a set.
Because it's quite a high up set because there are people at different levels, right?
Chris is basically saying what I was going to say. So, coming from my kid, he's not even here. So I think that's part of the reason it's so meh is because like the whole fun of like Drag Race and any sort of challenge is like, what's the word? We go against like what's expected of you. You know,
like being unconventional.
The unpredictability.
No, like I can't think of the thing.
Being like subversive or
subversive. Yeah, that's exactly what I'm thinking.
Right, and there was nothing really subversive.
But it was the first group, as Chris said. The first group like had quite dark, fun lyrics, which goes against how jaunty well, I can't do the 60s. I can't do any dance. Do the 60s dance, especially. Do you know what I mean? Like, it goes like it was like juxtaposed against that, and it worked well, and it was like fun. Like we all enjoyed that. We were all like laughing and like having a nice time together as friends do sometimes, you know.
Yeah, my favourite time.
Exactly. But whereas the other two teams, just like all the lyrics were just mirroring what the chorus said. Like my baby's so great, and like all the different lyrics were about like how great the baby is. And then
I don't think babies are even that great.
I don't know. Some of them could be alright depending on what context.
Why do you make it sound so weird?
But no, I mean I agree. Yeah, the first one was quite like startling. It's kind of like, do you remember in whatever All Stars it was with Blair, with the whole where they had the I'm in love song.
Oh yeah,
and like some of the queens went for like like really dark or really like silly ones off it, and some were like Henry Cavill, you're so hot, I love you. You're like great, thanks Angina, thanks for that contribution. But like, so I think I really like it when they're subversive, and so yeah, all the other groups I'm like these lyrics are not it. And so maybe, in fairness, maybe Diabetes won a little bit for that as well, actually.
That's what I was going to say. That's what I want to talk about the stream because we'll get to that in a minute. But we need to go through the challenge first.
Yeah, that song was awful.
But I feel like it was, But I feel like a lot like a primary part of this challenge are the lyrics, right? Because you kind of build the whole like performance and like character around the lyrics, and
That's
lyrics,
true,
especially if something that's slower. Like a lot of the other challenges we had, like is with fast raps or whatever, it kind of doesn't really matter as much.
Yeah.
This one's so focused on like what they're saying. Like the lyrics need to be good, right?
I think that style of song is hard to do a Drag Race style performance of because the songs are so.
But the first group did it really well.
Kitty cat cow. I'm here to snatch the crown.
It basically was equivalent of that. It was the 60s equivalent of that.
Yeah.
It was just all the like most generic.
My baby's great. He's lovely.
I love him. I wish I could wake up to that every
day. I'll record it for you.
That's what you're in store for, ladies.
I'm gonna send you some voice notes being like, "My baby," Jasmine Kennedy.
Oh, great!
On that note,
we'll change it up.
Bosco's impersonation of Jasmine Kennedy. Thank you.
Wonderful.
Yes. Thank you.
But as predicted, they don't comment on the singing.
No.
They don't give a shit. Like they don't even make one comment about anyone singing.
Yes.
No.
Weird. Like, you watch them record it, it's like, well, are they supposed to be good or not? Because the ones that weren't good didn't save it with
But
something
also,
else. They just
no, I agree.
Like George just literally spoke the song,
Or
and then was safe.
Let's get
And
straight
just
forward.
wore underwear.
Yeah.
Okay, well, like I had a note about that. So, but like, to be fair, that was clever because we heard her trying to sing during recording. It was terrible, and actually, she sounded quite good in the style she did it. Like, it suited what she was going for. Right, like it could.
It was Never Ever also inspired.
It went from like.
I need to know.
For me, it went from like train wreck to like better than half the others. Like
That's
in
true.
the top half.
But I don't think it would have been a conscious artistic decision. It would have been oh fuck, this is the best we can get away with.
I think more like gorgeous.
Chris, she was born to be a drag queen. Let her live.
And we could have, when you were in the toilet, we called her Juggly Caliente.
What?
Because George is gorgeous,
like ugly, juggly
Caliente.
Okay.
We thought it was really fun.
But no, I mean, I'm with it because I think with the singing, like that's one of those things. Once the queens have. Like if you can't sing, that's not going to change in the episode.
No, exactly.
It's not like if you can't dance, you can learn some choreography. So that's why I think that's why I kind of think like I'd rather almost it be a rule of like, okay, you can't sing, but like how did you sell the performance?
I agree with that aspect of it. I don't think they should necessarily be penalised for not being able to sing. So you can't sing. But I agree with what you're saying, Bob, in terms of like bring something to the table at some point.
It seems a bit like why even bother watching and record it then, because it's like ultimately it's all inconsequential. If they can't sing, then they'll just find a way around it, and it will be the producers will find a way. That's another note. Actually,
that's another note about Jazz's performance I want to say, because a lot of the other seasons we've seen, like the queens who really can't sing, they auto-tune the fuck out of their verses.
Well, yeah,
and it sounds much better. But they did absolutely nothing to Jasmine's, did they? Like she didn't do anything to it. Not a little bit of reverb. Like put a bit of reverb on there.
And we were saying as well, like how disheartening must it be? Like you've recorded the vocals, you know their shit, and then you have to perform it and be like. Like I always wonder this about Roxy Andrews. Like, like she had to go and like sell that. Like she had to like.
No, but that's like one of the like so bad it's good kind of things. Like whereas like Jasmine's was just still weird.
But do you think maybe she thought it was good until she heard the other three do theirs? And like,
no, I think it's that thing where like you can't. It's difficult. You can't really hear how you sound until it's recorded and played back.
Yeah. And then you, oh god.
I mean, she was giving "I Lost All Hope Today." Like it was,
yes, yeah.
Even the delivery was kind of the same. It was just sad. It wasn't even like I'm a Ronette or whatever. It was just sort of like, yeah, man, like. I love you so much, baby boy. Like, do you love him?
That was kind of maybe even like her like selling of it made it even more awkward because she was like acting like super happy and like if you just I don't know like it was just really awkward.
Especially because she was like the peppiest out of that.
That's
group.
What I'm saying.
The other three were all like the other two were all doing like kind of quite slow movements, and she was like.
Yeah, exactly.
Like fucking hell. Like I'm not talking about how sad you are about your baby.
That's our favourite song.
I still think Regia wrote ya.
That has to be up there.
Bing Bang Bong.
Okay, fair. Regia wrote ya for me.
Yeah.
What do you mean not Big Drag Energy? Or what are you guys thinking?
Oh god.
Oh, was that one alright? I can't remember.
And break up, bye bye.
Okay, that was good.
Really good.
Kitty Girl was good.
Yeah.
Almost all the ones from All Stars 3 to 5 I've forgotten.
Yes.
Yeah.
The All Stars 3 one was good. That was this like
the Spice Girls one.
Yeah, it was pretty cool. Where Ben was like the goth.
Oh yeah, Chi Chi.
Oh, sorry, no, that was good. Yeah, sorry. I think
Sitting on a Secret. That was good. And
that was really good.
Sitting on a Secret.
Yeah, those two were good.
Yeah, sorry, I take that back. Yeah, 4 and 5, All Stars 4 and 5. I like occasionally like they did a song with 2 songs with Stacey Lane Matthews.
Oh yeah.
And I always forget it's a thing.
Yeah.
Because they weren't great.
They weren't. They were not good.
Okay, so let's kind of go. We're going a bit all over the place for the challenge. Let's kind of just go through it a little bit. Okay, so we talked about the singing. Okay, so I wrote the singing's not good for the first group, but the lyrics are lols.
Yeah.
Talked about Jasmine. Talked about Georges. Talked about the other lyrics being like super obvious. For both the other groups. And the songs are really boring, which you talked about as well, right?
Yeah.
Okay, so that's all my notes for challenge. And do you guys?
It was just. I think the results were weird as well. We'll talk about them obviously. But it was just it just wasn't as fun.
It's a shame because the first script was entertaining. Kind of like, oh, I guess it's fun.
Yeah.
Like, this could be good. And then like it went all down, and we had the whole, I think, like 3 minutes per, however long was per song afterwards. With no cuts.
There wasn't a lot of variation, I guess, because it was all the same style. But you kind of wanted different songs and different energy from, and like the set was the same, and the costumes were pretty similar.
Should we go on to Runway, or should we go on to Winners now then?
One I just wanted to follow up on what Dan was saying, which is like I think it's also difficult to introduce 3 new songs in an episode, like because in the past we've only really had maybe maximum 2, but normally like 1 song repeated twice, right? So you've got enough where you can kind of like get behind it and kind of be singing it or whatever. Whereas this, like, I can maybe remember 1 line.
Yeah. I can't remember. Whereas, I mean, Bing Bang Bong, we were watching that over and over again.
Yeah.
I bought that.
Yeah.
Shout it out, Monica.
Go for it, Monica.
Honestly, live your truth, Queen. So sorry, you should go on to Runway or Winners?
Should we do Runway? Because then it kind of links in.
Just because I thought we've got things to say about like who won and lost and stuff, right? Yeah. Should we do it afterwards or like Runway first?
Yeah.
Okay. So let's go through everyone's looks, because there's not many Queens left now. So Willows, and you guys say we think as well.
I remember loving Willows. What did she do again?
Like all the bongs.
Yeah. That was so clever.
I'm sorry, this is again.
It was really cool, but she's done so many like amazing looks. Like it was really. I think all her content is very clever, but like it wasn't one of my favorite looks for her. But I think all the other looks have been so good.
Yeah,
it's still cool.
Yeah.
And it's still really memorable and different.
Yeah.
Like bearing in mind the winner.
Yeah. It also made me happy because I think I was really worried that they'd sort of magically find a way to put her in the bottom, and I'm always worried about this every week because I love her so much.
Yeah.
And so just seeing that look, I'm like, okay, she's safe at least. Like they can't send home in this.
Ruse doesn't say it a lot. But I think he does love Willow Pill quite a lot.
Yeah, I agree completely.
Yeah, she just kind of loses over the Georges and Diabetes for some reason.
Okay, on that note, so Dia's Runway?
It was fine. It was just, I didn't think that much of it. It was okay.
I think I'm on the same page as Bob with it, from what you were saying we watched it.
I can't remember what I said.
Well, like, it's just something, it's like I almost like it, but it's like something's not quite there for me.
I don't really know why I don't fully connect with it. I think maybe because...
I just realised what Chris did. It took me a minute. I thought it was the typo.
A lot of thongs went into that.
It's terrible.
At least he's not here in person.
We were talking earlier about how sometimes Chris's puns are like, oh.
It's always really awkward in person, so at least
now on the stream it's a bit disconnected, so we could just
just move on.
That's embarrassing.
Just move on.
That's upsetting.
Yeah.
No, I think Dia's look. Like the thing is, I'm always torn because it's like it's a look that we don't see too often on Drag Race. So in some ways, I'm happy about that. Like just happy to see it. But then I'm like,
that's what he's doing. Sorry, I was doing.
It's just not fully there. Like it's I don't know why it's something.
It was fine.
The energy of it didn't like.
Maybe that's it. Maybe she's not selling it in the right way. It's just like I like the concept. I agree. It's like cyberpunk, right? Like cyberpunk, like
it almost is like. I think maybe as well. It just sort of almost reminds me a bit of like Persona 5. Like it's going for that kind of high-end graphic kind of thing. But like Persona 5 is amazing, graphic, like visually. But this was sort of a bit like
it's cleaner.
Yeah, I want it.
I think part of the issue is what I'm thinking is like if this is the first time like she had completely different looks previously. This is the first time she had a look like this.
That's it.
I think I would have loved it, but like because it's very reminiscent of a lot of her other looks, it's kind of expected from her.
Yeah,
like,
that's exactly it.
It's less exciting. I don't know. It's like it's a look that's meant to shock and be exciting, but it's actually really similar to most of her other looks.
Yeah, and I kind of feel like. I don't know. I also feel like the selling of it as well. Like Acid Betty would walk down and like kill that.
Yeah.
She would walk and have that kind of energy of like, "Don't fuck with me." Whereas
yes,
I feel like Betty
right.
sort of walked and was like,
"That's a good shout."
Hey.
How about Bitter Betty? How do you think she would do it?
She'd.
By the way, did Di Betty win last week? I've completely forgotten.
She was top.
Yeah, no, Lady Camden.
But she had to lip sync for a win, so in theory, Di Betty almost could have.
Like she basically won twice.
Bosco?
Oh, I really like this look. It's a bit kind of
white one.
It's not like a million miles away from a lot of her other looks.
She wears white a lot.
I think, but like she looked beautiful. Like it was what like, and she sold the difference is she sold that look like compared to Dia. Like it was like ethereal and like beautiful. I loved it. And then it
has become like such a pivotal person in this season, which they took about 3 weeks to get there. But Yeah.
Yeah, I kind of feel like Bosco has like that kind of sort of 18th, 19th century Gothic kind of look, and she does it so well. And so it's one of those things, like I think other queens doing like similar kinds of things all the time, I get really bored of. But Bosco, like you said, she like really sells it. It's really like alive.
I would like her to mix up her makeup more so than she has been, but for this, like she mixed it up just enough this week to make.
Did you see the like little curls around her lips?
I thought it was really cool. I really liked it.
Has Moscow won yet?
Yes,
she won 1 week.
Yeah, she did.
Yeah. The runway theme cut was Heart On.
That's it.
Oh yeah.
Like hard on.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, guys. Everyone's favorite Deja.
I just don't get it. It was such an ugly outfit.
I will say, like the color matching was better though this time, because like in the part, like was it last time where she had, well, like a few weeks ago maybe, where it was like a weird sort of like muted blue and then like a shocking orange wig, and it was like, okay, what? This doesn't work. Whereas I think at least like red, white, and blue.
I don't like that you're trying to justify her outfit.
No, but I mean that's as much as I can give it.
But if
I've seen it better. Yeah.
Those fucking glasses.
If this happened was like on season 1, I'd be angry. Genuinely, I'm not even just saying that. Like, I literally, my note is, well, I froze up, but also it's ruined anime for me. I hate when queens do that. Queens are like, oh, I'm giving you like the pinnacle of anime, and it's like
because you wore some like big colours.
Exactly.
I wore some a really intense red, so it's anime.
Exactly.
Especially compare it to like oh god, what's her name? Really anime queen from a couple of seasons back, Rockham.
Yes. Yeah.
Like she had the same color palette.
Why was she really anime, Bob? That's because she was Asian.
Fuck both of you. You know what I mean. She literally speaks about anime all the time.
We all know what you meant.
But I think like Rockham had the exact same color palette and did much more exciting things with it. Like it was really extreme, whereas this was like a little bit like Ronald McDonald through the lens of anime.
Right.
No, even they don't associate anime.
Well, not anime, yeah.
It's supposed to put like Ronald McDonald.
Yeah.
Ronald McDonald, but yeah, kind of. But it's also interesting because sort of Trixie's done a more exciting. True, yeah. But you know, like
Ronald McDavenport.
But you know when like Trixie did the thing with her book on her head.
Yeah, I was thinking that
because that was a really kind of clean look, and it kind of just worked.
Ironically, that is the sort of thing you would see in Persona 5.
Yeah,
like it's called that anime, and she's not even calling that anime.
Yeah,
like, that would match. Like, that to me is more anime.
What anime character was she supposed to be? Like,
honestly,
crazy blue-haired lady.
Exactly. Yeah, exactly.
I love it. Just don't get it.
My favourite. Oh, big glasses McGee. Yeah.
Oh my god, I love those glasses. So
wait, were those someone's anime glasses? Have you seen those on the visuals?
Oh my god, it's so anime.
Georges.
Oh, sorry. I'm pissed that she wasn't critiqued at all. She's literally just wearing lingerie.
It was terrible. It was so boring and basic.
She is really reliant on body. I find her looks really quite basic.
I don't get what Rue is on about.
No.
I mean, Rue at least didn't say anything emphatic about it today. But it was just an easy way of, she's safe. Like, why is she safe? She was crap.
No, she made the challenge. She did again, like, it's only because so many of them were so sort of boring and underwhelming in the challenge. She did at least do as good or better than that in the challenge. She didn't perform badly in the challenge.
Yeah. I'm just annoyed that she wasn't at least, you know, I don't mind if she was made safe, but at least they criticised her on the outfit. But it bugged me that
safe felt right for her to be though.
Yeah, it did, yeah. But like these queens have gone for like these really elaborate, really cool, clever conceptual outfits. And she's like, I've worn some red lingerie and I've got a giant like pink powder puff heart behind me. You're like, oh.
Well, she won the other week for wearing like some plastic stars and like a sash.
It's fucking criminal. And she did did you see she did the Blair Sinclair like thing when she came on the runway?
Did she?
She did, and Rue was living her best life. It's such a pandering, and I hate it. And it bugs me because I think I'm sure she has more interesting stuff to give, but it really bugs me that like what we're being sold is just like the most basic.
Chris thinks she was dreadful in the challenge. That's interesting. I think it was.
Go on, Chris. I just thought she was a bit lifeless.
Again,
no more lifeless than Lady Camden.
This is what I'm saying. Like, well, I don't know. I think she's better. I think she started better than Lady Camden. To be fair.
I think she did. In fairness.
Yeah, she did something different. She did something different to all the other contestants. Like talk singing. She had again, like she does what she does well. Like like she is beautiful, fishy, and all that, and like the way she performed and like the vocals she did matched in with that. So she performed to her strengths, and because of that, she was in the top half for me of a bad bunch. Generally.
Yeah,
that's my point.
Okay,
but I think she's going to really start struggling once a few more queens go.
Talking of bad bunch,
do you mean the production are going to really struggle how to justify keeping her?
Yeah, these productions, really,
It's so annoying.
I know. I was talking bad bunch. Jasmine Kennedy.
It just wasn't. It was a bit.
It was bad. It was bad.
Yeah.
It was a little bit like watching her sort of. She wants to do like 5, 6, 7, 8, like, whoosh, whoosh, whoosh. And you could see she was really trying to hold it in to not do like big choreography.
What was it? You're on Runway.
Oh, sorry,
sorry,
I've gone back, haven't I?
You've gone back.
What was her run? Oh, it was just a bit bland. It was a bit basic.
It was bad.
Like if you saw, it was just like a red dress.
Thing.
Oh yeah, it was a red dress
with like really arts and crafty like hearts and stuff.
But like, if you showed this, like I think they used to go by Ucky Lee. I think it's just You now, the YouTube channel where they do a bit of reviewing of Drag Race and stuff.
You watch other Drag Race reviews?
Only to realise how good you are.
There you go. That's what I was looking for.
But what I find really interesting, at one point they get a friend who's never watched Drag Race to look at some of the runways. But normally the ones that were way off kilter, the ones that are a little bit more extreme or a bit blander. And kind of just be like, what runway theme do you think this was?
That's a good idea.
And like this one, I don't think you'd really be like, oh yeah, that's definitely like love themed or hearts from her. It was like she could have worn this dress in any challenge, and she pretty much has.
It's just a plain brown dress with a couple of like really bad crafty looking hearts like on it.
Yeah.
But this is like the 1 week of like you should do softer makeup and like it's just what we've seen from Jasmine. 100. She's got a similar issue to George's, really, hasn't she? Where it's just like she has a very, very similar style, but she always does and doesn't sort of divert from it, and it's boring.
There's a lot of free passes. I feel like
Yeah.
I'm really surprised she's still there.
Yeah. Okay, we will talk about UK versus world a bit at the end. So should we move on? Angeria?
Yeah. Oh, I loved Angeria's.
It was cute.
I really liked it.
I wasn't expecting to like it at first. Just because I think it made her face look, because she's already got kind of.
But I'm saying she's got a very distinct look already, and like I really liked how the wig sort of exaggerated all of that.
Yeah,
I really liked it.
I really liked it. It took me a little bit.
It framed her face in a really cool way.
Yeah,
so much like
I really liked it.
Yeah, and it was different for her. She's been quite pageanty, I think, a lot of her.
Yeah,
like she's not really done anything that playful before.
Yeah.
So it was nice to see her like do something different.
It was really cool.
And she's been
I'm really glad she won. Oh, she did.
The only thing
she's been in the top almost every episode though.
The only thing, she has. The only thing I didn't really like, she fought with one episode quite badly. Oh, but Daytona last week, Daytona win, she did pretty shit. Remember?
Oh, did she?
Yeah. Remember she was really like unsure in the acting challenge.
Oh,
really,
of course, yeah.
Convenient no bottom.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. She would have been bottom last week for sure. The only thing I didn't like is like the writing "I love you" on the thing. Like it was just a bit like why.
The reveal was a bit like
Yeah, but I am glad there wasn't a wig reveal. I think that would have just been too expected. Like I like that there wasn't a wig reveal.
A reveal should have been a heart, like an actual.
Yeah, I was thinking this.
Yeah.
Like
Exactly.
Yeah,
like
because it was the reveal where the heart would be, and it was like, I love you.
I love you.
Okay, I'm interested to hear what you guys think of Kerry's look.
I was just going to say that Angeria looked like a member of Team Rocket.
Oh yes, I wrote that down. Sorry,
from
Pokemon, like Jessie and James. You'd recognise it.
But she would be like the kind of the like queen bitch version of like Jessie. Jessie.
She's evil like twin.
Yeah, like a higher up kind of commander level.
Yeah, 100%.
Which I really appreciate. I think I'm really enjoying Angeria a lot. I thought I'd like her, but I think I'm enjoying her a lot more than like. I'm just happy to see her in each episode. I would be quite upset if she went home.
Okay, yeah. I see it.
You guys know Team Rocket. I meant to show you. Okay, so should we move on to Kerry?
I really liked Kerry's. I think she looked really pretty. She looked really
hot.
They again found this weird thing to fixate on, like, oh, looking at your waistband.
I mean, it was sloppy. I do agree. I didn't notice it until I said that because I just thought she looked cool. Like,
exactly. Like, it wasn't that important because we didn't even really notice.
And, that's something I say every single week. Is like, it's like the diversity. Like, she hadn't done a look anything like this before.
Yeah.
Like, her makeup was completely different. Like, solid Kesha vibes. Like, she started on the runway well.
I thought her face looked completely different.
Yeah. And the wig, like, she looks great.
Yeah.
Like, it was some of the execution could have been done a bit better, but really cool idea as well. Edgy, like edgy idea different to everyone else. Everyone, that's the thing with runway. Like, it's very polarizing. Like, some of the looks were pretty cool, but like everyone just like most people just like the go-to, like
really basic
outfits with hearts on.
Stick a heart on it.
Exactly, genuinely. Whereas Kerry did like veins and arteries, and like it was a cool idea. Like,
cool idea.
I don't know why they were so harsh on it, to be honest. So I'm glad you guys felt that. So I was curious to hear how you felt about it.
I don't really get it. It felt like narrative. I feel like the judges have had a downer on Kerry the whole time, and I don't really get why.
Yeah,
because I think she's like awesome.
Yeah,
Chris way more interesting than loads of the other ones on it.
It's annoying to me that like Deja Sky has been in the competition longer than Kerry.
And I can't believe they liked her look, and they didn't like. Like, how can you put? And if you show, again, like you should have the charity about. If you show any two people like Deja's look and Kerry's look next to each other, who would be like? I don't think anyone's gonna like Deja's look more. But the judges did.
One because of the challenge. Like they literally were like, your looks great. Hers.
I thought Deja looked really uncertain during the challenge. Like a few times the camera sort of punted on her, and she's sort of just going.
She did. Oh, you were really careful.
This is my point. As what I said earlier. Like she is her two skill sets: a seamstress and choreographer. Yeah. And she wasn't doing a lot of choreography. Like there's a lot of times she should be moving her arms or whatever. She wasn't. She just like doing like still things. The other two were moving their arms. I'm like, mate, you literally choreographed whatever's been choreographed. This challenge, you taught them how to do everything, and you're not doing it yourself.
Yeah, and her makeup was a bit patchy on the episode, the performance.
It actually made me angry.
I'm
still angry now. That's why I'm angry.
Exactly.
That's on my anger.
Get his rage out.
It's very cross.
I'm interested who you guys think of
human stitch.
I'm interested who you guys think of Lady Camden's look as well.
It was a bit basic. I also feel like she's done basically this just minus the arrow already.
Agreed.
It was really basic.
It's annoying because I love like last week was such a great serve of an outfit.
You're like, how can you do that and then bang out? Oh, they'll stick a red heart.
What was her look last week?
Then Freddie Mercury fall over.
Oh yeah. Agreed. Yeah. Wait, is Chris saying he loved Lady Camden's outfit? Chris,
I thought it was decently done, but it was not particularly creative. Like
it's like
the theme.
Get me scruff. I'm finding a new one.
Oh, honestly, after that,
the theme is, if the theme is like love or hearts, and then to be like, I've gone as Cupid, you're like, okay,
yeah, exactly,
cool.
She wasn't Cupid because the arrows were in her.
Oh yeah, sorry.
So what was she supposed to be like?
Chris is getting his full life from it. Apparently,
I don't get it.
No, I didn't either. It's just
like I don't know.
I know. Honestly, you guys with UK versus World earlier this week, but we'll get onto that later on. Okay, so that's a runway done, right?
Yeah.
I wonder if like getting involved with knitting as well.
Oh, I like this.
Me too. I feel left out now.
It's like crafted stream. I like it. She does every week.
I like the sound of that. So my first note is that Jasmine cut Rue off. Which I'm surprised Rue didn't react worse to. Like,
I it was kind of moment, I suppose.
Was it though? But every moment is emotional for Jasmine. It wasn't an emotional moment.
I'm gonna let you finish, but
yeah,
Jasmine had one of the worst outfits of all time. Yeah,
is Chris trying to do a joke? I don't understand.
Angelia. What? Angelia.
I honestly don't understand.
Oh, Angelia. We've done Angelia.
We did have. It's been about 5 minutes or that.
Done that, babes.
That's it. Actually, Rue's thing of like, I didn't know Sia was black. What was actually
that was funny. Really funny. Yeah. Rue's still being on point. Oh, Rue's look was cool this episode as well.
Oh, Rue looked really good. Yeah,
we stopped shimmering.
Yeah. I started talking about Rue's looks because they've been really boring recently, but like, this one was really cool. I don't think the wig matched it well. I thought it was like a dull golden toned wig.
That's
Where I think it should have been a completely different colour, or like maybe some sort of shiny wig or something. I don't know.
Who do you think has?
Chris, that was most of the look. Chris said he didn't like the heart stuck in Lady Camden's look, but that was like the main part of the look. That was the whole look. Exactly. Never mind. Okay. But I wrote it down because it's really annoyed me. So I'm like anti-Deja. I mean, I'm not been team Deja at any point really, but the quote was by one of the judges, and this is something that's been said quite a few times during the thing. This is the actual quote. It's like Deja said she couldn't sing, but then opened her mouth, and it was like,
No, it wasn't.
Like what? Like what? Once you sung, I was like, oh, that sounds a bit like flat to me, like a bit like.
It's like, oh my god, you really can sing.
Exactly. I'm like, oh, is that Kristen?
That's the thing, because it wasn't like she completely like it wasn't like a Susan Boyle moment, like
No, exactly. Yeah.
It was she opened her mouth and she was okay.
It was like, all right,
even
we can do something with that.
I would say exactly. She opened her mouth and she was like slightly like just above subpar. that?
Yeah, because like, the judges did it, and then like in the confessionals, they were like, "Oh my god, Deja says he couldn't sing, but then she really could."
I feel like producers ask them to say something, because they normally ask them to say something positive, negative about every queen.
Yeah.
Don't they? So I'm guessing they just like
they'll just play in.
Deja is a cool drag name.
Exactly. Yeah,
Next queen.
Exactly. God. Just I don't know. It just made no sense to me. Like, how would you say that? And then like, I can't remember who else they talked about someone else not being able to sing. But I'm like,
they honestly couldn't get that.
You can't like. Oh, I don't know. It's just annoying me. Okay, so now we'll talk about the winner. So Daya winning. Because I have all my thoughts basically I've talked about so far back up why I think Daya should have won. But I'm interested to hear what you guys say.
You thought she should have?
Yeah, absolutely think she should have won. I thought she's an easy winner this episode.
Well, I mean, it kind of makes sense.
Should I tell you why?
I think it...
Should I go into it then?
Go for it.
So like, I know Anjuria was obviously like the other strong contender. But like, I think this episode is about like subverting expectations and clever lyric writing, and she had that, and like she sold it really well. The performance was very well sold with that. Whereas Anjuria did a very good job at mimicking Diana Ross, but like we've seen that done loads of times before. She did it well. She could sing and she mimicked it well. But did she bring anything new or exciting to the table?
That's fair, I guess.
Like, who was like again? You never seen
nobody was like a
who would you show?
Winner.
I would show like the Group 1's challenge and like Daya's lyrics and stuff. I would show that to people because I'm like, oh look, this is funny, this is fun.
That's true.
Whereas like,
I didn't remember what the lyrics were.
Yeah,
I think
that's. I remember like the uncle and stuff like that. It's like he's like think about like a bad boy or whatever. Like her lyrics were about like fancying her uncle or something like that. Do you know what I mean? It was just like,
all right, okay. If I go back to it, I'm willing to be open-minded because I just thought Anjuria had won it because they were so like.
Yeah,
Rue loves Diana Ross. You nailed it.
Yeah,
her runway was really good. I thought it was better than Daya's. I just thought it was Anjuria's to win, but I probably need to go back and rewatch it. Yeah, okay, there was merit to that.
I guess it's an episode where there wasn't like standout winner. Oh my god, you killed it! Partly because it's quite an understated challenge in the sense that like, you're not going to be like, hello.
I can't disagree to an extent. I feel like the first group stood out.
Oh yeah. I agree on that.
And because if they'd done it like that, I thought they were going to do like this group one, this group
one.
Like they used.
They kind of did though, because everyone in the first group got through.
True.
Over the top.
Did they?
Yeah.
And then Kerry, who was?
Kerry and Jasmine. No, Kerry and. Someone else from the bottom? Camden.
Yeah. So it kind of is pretty much that anyway. Yeah.
I just liked it. It was like with a bit more stakes. It was like this whole team's going to be in the bottom.
Yeah, I agree.
Good people in it. It's kind of fun.
I agree. Yeah. I don't know. I feel like it's important in Drag Race every challenge to bring something new to the table, like do something that's
interesting. And I do remember like it starting a bit more. There was a bit more personality to it.
Exactly.
It was just some bland singing, some bland dancing.
And also, I think maybe this is part of your reason as well, because like I kind of pains me a little bit because like the rest of the stream, I'm like, Daya has actively been annoying me. I think she's actively unlikable. Like I'm not feeling her at all, personality wise.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think she definitely did the best in the episode. Like it was annoying that she did so well because she was so like bratty about it.
I think that's probably what's colouring my view on it. Yeah. I'm probably looking at her less favourably because I'm like, no.
She was good. Maybe now she's won, she can chill out a little bit.
I doubt it.
I want to be in the top. Like,
I doubt it. That's kind of a whole personality.
She's here to snatch the crown. Kitty, make her mother proud.
Oh, we all know. Okay, should we go to lip sync?
Yeah.
Oh my god.
Do we have to?
I mean, why did they use the crappy remix of that amazing song for a start?
Oh, it's terrible.
Also, that's an amazing power ballad.
And why that song for this? Apart from the "Break My Heart" for Love and the Heart challenge, it needs to be a girl group song.
It wasn't. I don't get it. It was weird. Yeah. It was very odd.
But yeah, the lip sync itself wasn't great. Like Jasmine lost the shoe and like almost stumbled and almost fell over.
Exactly. Did anyone think? And also, like, I know this is. I don't know if this is petty or not, but like her nip prominently features in every lip sync. Like it's kind of for me. It's kind of like to keep your wig on. It's kind of like if you know when queens like wigs fall backwards. It's kind of like that to me. It's kind of like. Your dress doesn't fit you properly. Like you can't move in your dress. And, like your whole thing is you're a dancer.
I just thought it was either going to be a double elimination or Jasmine was definitely gone.
Yeah.
Again, it just feels a bit production-y when you're like, why is Kerry going?
Yeah.
Like the outfit wasn't bad. Like the lip sync was shit, but Jasmine was messy.
Yeah, but Jasmine was worse. Like, did anyone think Jasmine did better than Kerry in that lip sync?
No, she cut his shoe off and then he fell over.
Yeah, and like her, I think what like goes into what we were saying previously is that like Kerry's look and like persona, she really embodied like that whole persona, and she matched the lip sync to that. Like the lip sync was quite like dark and like, do you know what I mean, a bit intense or whatever. But whereas like Jasmine's just always seems the same, quite desperate.
Yeah.
Really desperate.
Yeah.
I do think, in fairness, Kerry did run a little bit out of steam towards the end. Like she was sort of at one point just doing a bit of.
I think it'd be kind. I know. I agree with that. But again, compared to, I'm not again.
But Jasmine was a mess.
I'm not saying it was good. I'm not saying Kerry it was a good lip sync or Kerry did well. I'm saying compared to Jasmine, it was significantly better consistently.
Massive nitpicking, but Jasmine was singing the backing vocals of the song.
Oh, she
was lip syncing the background. Whereas Kerry was singing Tony Braxton's bits. It's weird. Like, you don't sing the backing vocals in a lip sync because that's the easier bit to like not have to learn. Like if you're doing runs and stuff, like that's harder than just doing the "Say That You Love Me" bit of the song. Like it's just annoying. Stuff like that just gets like ignored. But clearly, Kerry had learned the song properly. And then didn't get any credit for it.
I feel like somebody should do like people who especially like focus on like dancing and like lip syncing as like the main skill as a drag queen. It's like I feel like a lot of professions do this. Like, so I'm mumbling up how I'm saying this, but like ice skating and stuff. Like so much of it is about like the expression on your face and the way you're selling it. Yeah. And like, but so many queens who like are lip syncers primarily don't have that. It's so important. Like Jasmine Justice looks desperate in every single one of her lip syncs. Like, imagine if she's maybe doing the same lip sync, but like smiling and like looking like she's enjoying it, having fun, and like. It would have made such a difference.
Like, she just kind of throws herself around the floor.
Yeah,
I mean, she took her shoe off. I mean, that's
exactly.
But yeah, it was almost like weirdly angry at times. And it's like kind of goes with some parts of the song, kind of not with others. Like really like desperate and shouty.
I Break My Heart is a sad song. Like like someone who's devastated.
But even if you're doing, I know I agree. But like I wouldn't. It's not how I would perform it. But like if you're going to be a dancer and like twirling and splitting and stuff, like even if in a sad song, like still like smile or give like you can't like look desperate and do like splits and twirls and like all this like really
a big split like thing doesn't go with the song.
No,
it was unnecessary and like why is Rue still impressed by it? We're not impressed and we're like watching it at home.
I think it's almost I feel like it's only
we all did the casting like every time.
No, like Pikachu face.
I think it's only to have just so like we've got another episode with like Daya just won and Jasmine like barely survived the lip sync. I think
that's kind of the point. This is mean as well. We kind of got her like story out of her now. Like what did the producers want from her? Like she's had her like again. It was a very like it was last Untitled, right? Like, we talked about like it was a very sweet moment. Like, but we've had like normally they keep them in for story reasons. I just don't know what else she's going to bring that. Like I don't know what she's bringing to table generally anymore. I felt she'd run her course very much so.
Yeah, I thought she was like a week 2 or 3 contestant.
Yeah.
Monica Monica, they were completely pointless. Like it's just showing off that point. Like so many queens have won a lip sync without having to do any of that shit. They just put emotion in. Like you just I don't know, it just seems like cheating.
I feel like she's good for a really specific type of a lip sync. Like she was good at the Beyonce one. But like I feel like that's very much her wheelhouse. Whereas like some of the best lip sync assassins have been the ones who can really mix it up, right? Like you know, let's think who that might be. But you know, someone like Bendela, like can really like play around with a lip sync and to be like
make it fun,
Ginger,
make it emotional,
like and like people like Denali, like even though Denali's very dancery, like
I disagree about Denali.
Really?
Yeah.
I feel like she can slow it down a little bit and like be a bit.
Denali's one of my favourite lip syncs of all time, though.
Yeah, 100% pure love.
I don't remember.
It was so good. It was like episode 3 of the last season.
Yeah,
so good.
Okay,
but like,
no, I don't think Kerry. Chris is right. I don't think Kerry was amazing.
Yeah,
it was. I thought it would be a double elimination, and I wouldn't have been that mad about it. But Jasmine winning over Kerry was just like I don't get that.
That's what we're saying.
Yeah.
Anything else to say about the episode? Or I've only got one note about Untucked, but anything else to say about the episode beforehand?
All good.
I'm good.
And one note about Untucked is to Willow, which is like sis. The whole trans thing was last week.
I know, like I'm sorry.
You had your time to come out. Do you know what I mean? Like,
can't all be trans.
Exactly.
There just becomes a point where it's just fashionable.
Exactly. She told me. She actually tweeted me after the episode and said, "I'm not really trans. I just felt left out last week."
It's an exclusive to you.
Exactly.
Next week, Bosco could be like, "I'm actually a straight man."
Exactly.
Maddie comes in. I was born at a young age.
Maddie comes in with a boyfriend. Okay, there's everything. Anything else you guys want to? Any extra tea you want to spill?
I was just going to say, from like coming back to what Kurt was saying earlier about like who our favourites are.
Oh, I think we've all got the same.
To win, like overall.
Yeah, I think we've all got the same, right?
Willow.
Yeah.
And Bosco.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah.
Willow, Bosco, and Julia.
Yes.
Yeah.
And who might be the fourth?
Well, that's because Cornbread was going to be within that top 4 for me.
Cornbread would have been.
Chris is asking, getting to the real crux of the matter. We got you might be shocked to hear this, but we've got Katsu Shoku, and oh my god, Chris, it was so good.
Oh my
like
god,
we have to get it again. It was
maybe
the best takeaway we have here now. No, the Indian is very good as well, but like, oh my god,
it was really good.
Honestly,
bao buns, yaki udon.
More like, but didn't we call them gal buns? Just a bunch of gals in our buns.
You did. But...
we all loved that when we started calling them gal buns. Bunch of gals in our buns.
Not sure about that.
Hashtag Korea. Okay, so Dan, we're gonna do your special little fave.
We've got 4 viewers, by the way. I'm just saying.
We had 5 at one point. Also, the count is not accurate because I know what people watching the counter says as well.
You gave us as well.
Yes, I was gonna say, so instead of CUNTs, because we want to talk about UK versus World, but you skip CUNTs this week.
Yeah, it was a boring challenge. I don't feel inspired.
Yeah, okay, I agree with that. I think that's fair.
Yeah.
Okay. So, in the height of my chest infection, honestly, I was like in a fever pitch. I try not to cough. I was so angry with both you and Chris with your disgusting views.
I must say that Bob pretty much agreed with us.
No, you didn't. Your team
Graz.
Graz.
Be diplomatic, but
I feel really cool.
Your team Graz.
Graz.
You were team Graz. You don't change it.
I want you to justify on camera because I don't think you did a very good job.
Okay, I justify on camera. So.
Chris, this is the moment we've been waiting for.
When
I want you ready.
When 2 goldfish love each other very much, they go behind a little plastic castle. And it looks like they're shaking hands, but they're not. What am I saying? Right, so.
Just Chris, like Pangina, more like Pancrina.
I know. Okay, that was
Vingina heels.
That was amazing editing.
She's like up in her Pangina fields.
Yeah, that's good. That was amazing editing with like her crying. Like
it was brilliant.
Yeah,
There's no way that crying was that audible. Like the way.
Oh no, of course not. Yeah. It was like just the time you on a mic and mute
like,
everything else.
They would be like, I think we'll wait for her to stop crying before we carry on. We'll just carry on filming.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was quite long.
No, I thought like you should say your point and then I'll counter with my point.
I just think, why is it such a big travesty? Because she did exactly the same thing to Jimbo the week before.
Okay.
So, like, she was in the bottom of the challenge, which was fair. She was just, like, she was pretty much as bad as Janie. They both looked great. They both really looked like the people they were playing. Neither of them was funny or funnier or more funny than the other one. And then in terms of runway, I fucking hated Pangina's look. It was a fucking fruit machine strapped to a dress. Like it was like if you've got money, you can make that outfit, but there was no craft to it. Although I thought Janie's wasn't much better. At least it was more stylish because it had like the big swooping like circle around her head. That was just I'm going to walk out with a coin machine. And it's just going to spill.
I mean, it's subjective. It looks subjective to be fair. I personally really like. It wasn't my favorite look she's done, but I thought Pangina's look was really cool personally.
I enjoyed the look. It was on a craft level. Didn't think it was particularly high. But like I really enjoyed it, and like if I saw her in a club in that, I would go wild. But like on a runway is a little bit different.
But so basically, I'm with Kurt. So basically, I don't think I think the thing I disagree with that. I agree with most of what you said, but the thing I disagree with is that like Pangina did the same thing that she did to Jimbo. So I don't think she did. I feel like that week, like Pangina's reason for sending Jimbo home, she said, and I think she was being genuine, was that Jimbo did the worst in the challenge that week. And I think she definitely objectively did. Like, she was really shit in the challenge. And that's why Pangina sent her home. And I don't think that was the right choice because obviously Jimbo was a front runner and she didn't take previous competition into consideration. Yeah. So I agree with all of that side of things. But I do think she's been genuine with her reasoning, which is the Queens have sort of said in Untucks and things on throughout the competition that like a lot of them said they base it on the challenge that week. And that's what Pangina did. And I'm like, okay, I get where you're coming from. Whereas this challenge, I kind of agree. Like, obviously, she was at the bottom with
Janie
JK, but I think she's.
Janie JK.
I do love Janie JK. I am a little bit in love with her. But I don't love her in the competition.
I know you love Janie JK, but what about Lemon?
Who?
Oh,
what was I saying? Whereas, like, I personally think Janie performed worse in the challenge than Pangina.
Really?
Like Kurt said, like Pangina had a couple of like, I think it's more editing with Pangina. You said when you watched it, even like they really edited it quite harshly. Like she had a couple of things. They even laughed.
Say that about Janie though.
Right? No, because Janie's jokes were like just really not funny and quite awkward.
Yeah.
Whereas like Pangina's jokes were more just meh. Like she had a couple, like everyone laughed at her first joke. And there's just a few times you get like, I don't know her, like she had like a few things where like people laughed and shit. Like
I just think she said
just a bit
I don't
flat.
know her a few times. Like, well,
I know, I agree. She
not a joke.
By the way,
the one thing that Mariah said that was funny.
By the way, I'm not saying she did well at all. I agree she did poorly, but like I think whereas Janie J.K.'s performance I thought was like actively awkward and bad.
Like James Charles, like is a difficult one, but you can make him funny.
Yeah, you could like totally take the piss out of him and
be like over the top.
Yeah, like super lispy and
was
like
just, like really quiet, and then it was like time to talk. Makeup. I like makeup. Like wow, okay, did not expect that kind of answer from James Charles.
Yeah, exactly.
He's quite.
I think we're talking like shades of great.
Oh yeah. They were.
Well, I agree with
It's
that.
not like a total. Oh, it was definitely Janie over like whatever.
Yeah,
they were the bottom two.
Yeah.
So Blue had to pick who he thought was gone out of the bottom two. He played the game like.
Oh, no, I think that's fine. I agree with that, but I just don't agree
I
that
think it was this big travesty of like, oh my god, how? Because Pangina's performance was shit and her outfits.
No, but would you? I mean, if you again, you can play the game how you want to play. Send them like same competition home. But who said send me home in that thing?
Was it Roxy?
Maybe I didn't really like that. Yeah. But what am I saying? But if you're acting like you're playing, I'm not saying Blue is. I haven't seen a response to it yet. But if you're acting like you're playing the game fairly, then like you wouldn't say. I mean, you wouldn't realistically send Pangina home because she wasn't an obvious front runner. Like you would. She's not in the same league. Like I said, like the thing that annoys me is like. Again, I'm not annoyed at Blue can do what she wants, but like she's not in the same league. Janie's not in the same league as Pangina. Like Pangina's a superstar.
But why?
Because she's
Janie's
been
well. Top the same amount of time.
But she's not been. It's similar to previous stars. Previous streams we said like she's not like shone particularly. Like she's been top maybe, and she's done quite well quite a few times, but she's not had like superstar moments. Whereas Pangina has. She's had superstar moments.
Again, that's not the role of the person who wins.
Yeah.
Like. It's not like if Rue was making a decision. I said this in the way. If Rue was making that decision, yeah, fair enough. But it isn't.
I agree. I agree with
that.
Yeah.
I'm saying I agree with that.
He doesn't have to give a shit.
I think it's one of those things where like I can totally see why Blue made the decision. I'm upset as a viewer of the show that we don't have more Pangina because I think it's a detriment to the show that we've lost two people who had two like wins basically. Like that
because it's weird now because literally the only ones that have had top are
Blue and Janie.
Yeah.
It's the thing because like, it would have been far more exciting.
Baga get top.
She was top 2. Yeah.
Oh yeah, but she didn't get a badge.
It would have been a far more exciting season, if Jimbo and Pangina were still in it for sure, and it sucks that they're not.
Yeah, so I think it's one of those things. It's like it's sad that the decision came to that. I totally get why Blue did it. I think I'm just annoyed as a viewer that we don't have more Pangina.
I think the difference last week was like Jimbo was a car crash that challenge last week, whereas like Pangina was just meh. Like she wasn't good, but she wasn't a car crash.
I don't think Jimbo was a car crash.
Oh damn, we need to watch. Honestly, we'll watch it again.
Like we were on about Jujubee. I think Jujubee was really bad.
I know
she had Liza Minnelli and she took no.
I think Juju for me is like how last week how Pangina was this week. I think she's just meh. Like Juju, she was serviceable. I think in the role.
Yeah.
Whereas like Jimbo was actively bad.
But Jimbo got a role that doesn't exist. He got a dog, Toto, which isn't a thing.
But
Liza Minnelli is a character. She's got so much personality.
Yeah, but Dan, that's exactly. That should have been Jimbo's ball. Like that. Jimbo's odd. Like he dressed up as like in spandex and just stuck meat to him the week before. Like him having a dog, a character doesn't exist. It should have been perfect for him. But he says like I can't move my neck. Like I don't know the choreography. I don't like any of this. Like he kind of did a dire about it. He's just kind of like bratty about it.
I always find those challenges a bit unfair anyway because I think a lot of the time the material really helps. It's like we said this last week about Thor G Thor got completely screwed.
Yeah, I agree with that.
Like during that challenge before, I just thought the Toto role wasn't particularly. It wasn't a lot.
But she could have done. I don't know. I think she could have done some stuff with it. I think it was one of the roles.
It wasn't amazing. I just think her and Jujubee, I think, were pretty neck and neck. And Jujubee has so much more to give because Liza is Liza. Like you don't steal that role unless you're going to really give it.
Yeah. And
she stole it off Baga, who would have done an amazing job at that.
Yeah.
To do a really lackluster. There was nothing in her face. It was like
I disagree. I don't know much about Liza Minnelli. So I don't know. I can't really comment on it, I suppose. But I found her entertaining and I liked her performance last week. personally. But I don't have much. I don't know enough about her. So.
But I think it's kind of sad in some ways, right? Because we're 2 episodes away from the end of UK versus the world. It's only 6 episodes, I think.
Okay.
And then so of the queens you've got left, like Mo's not winning.
No.
Like Janie's probably not.
I'd love it if Blue won.
I think Blue's the only winner now.
I've got a controversial thing about Blue. I was talking to someone else about this. Oh, it was my brother yesterday. I'm not getting I do like Blue. I think she's very sweet, and I'm liking a lot of stuff she does. But I don't get the hype around her. Like for example, her Snatch game last week, I found it a bit awkward. She seemed a bit unsure and a bit on edge to me throughout. I think it was one of the better Snatch games, but I didn't think she slayed. I don't know. I don't know.
I love Baggers. I mean, I thought
Baggers was amazing.
Yeah, as much as I like Bagger isn't always my type of queen. I watched it back and I was like, oh, actually, that was a really fucking good.
Oh, I loved every second.
It was just the perfect mix of I'm going to do a lot of the classic lines, but then a lot of I'm going to mix in new stuff.
And really cleverly done, right? The whole Paul Sheldon becoming RuPaul.
Yeah,
and they're having the guru book and
it was very clever.
It's really clever. Yeah, and I think actually, but I think I know. Although Chris is, I mean, I love Lemon so much. I think this is the thing that's annoying about UK versus the world is we've lost 4 queens in a row in the 4 episodes who are all queens who I would have loved to have seen in the final.
Who was episode 2?
Cheryl Hole.
No,
we never thought Cheryl was going to win. But Cheryl was good fun.
She's the only one I disagree. No, I don't. I disagree. But she's the only, but she again. I agree. Lemon, Jimbo, and
Pangina.
Exactly.
It's the problem with the format as well because All Stars 2 had so many amazing people in, and then as you go on, you're like, Monet Exchange is better than Katia. No,
Monet. You got.
As in, you have this Hall of Fame with winners. It's not the same level playing field. So we're going to end up with Blue Hydrangea is going to be better than Jujubee. Or better than Jimbo, or better than and I love Blue, but that's
what I'm saying. Exactly, that's what I'm saying. Yeah,
I really like her, and I'd be really happy if she won because I think she's.
Would you? I don't. I guess I'm more and more what you're saying. It annoys me because I feel like you should be a superstar to win All Stars, and some of I feel like Jimbo, Pangina are superstars, whereas Blue's not a superstar. I think she could be. I'm not saying
she wins. Fuck me.
Bag's definitely not. But it's just I'm not saying Blue couldn't be. I just don't think she's a. I think she's got some more growing to do to get there. I think Monet is become a lot closer to getting it after a season, but I would rather she win an All-Star season now than the one she won personally. It's that kind of thing. I'm just it just doesn't feel right. Again, someone Katia, Alaska, Chad Michaels, they feel like superstars to me. You can't put Trinity the Tuck on the same level.
I know. There's no and that's the stupid thing about it. It's Katia's not an All-Star, but Trinity and Monet are.
Exactly.
It just doesn't make sense.
That's what I'm saying.
It has to make sense in context of there's got to be a set of winners from the show.
Yeah.
But you're nah, don't buy it.
Yeah, there's some kind of groups of queens where you're okay.
Monet Exchange is not an all-star.
She's getting there, I think, now to ratio.
So I like her. I don't necessarily like her as a drag queen. I like the performer.
Yeah.
The person that plays.
But everyone's
highly to some degree.
But you said anyone know, right? Bianca, same kind of thing, right? Bianca's got one thing she's very, very good at. In terms of drag could be anything, right? I feel Monet, hosting is kind of Monet's thing. She has gotten very good at that now. So I don't know. She's making a name for herself. She's a prominent person outside of drag race.
Yeah,
I just watched season 10 back and was kind of
oh, she was terrible.
Really messy.
I mean, she wasn't great in All Stars either, in my opinion. But anyway,
and then she somehow won.
Yeah, well, we know why. So should we go on to recommendations?
Yes. I don't know what I have to recommend.
Oh, I know. Well,
I've been playing a game. I've just forgotten its name though.
That's a recommendation.
Love it. So there's a game on Nintendo Switch. I need to try and work out what it's called because it's really cute. I was playing it co-op with my friend last night.
Please some clues.
It's 2 kids and they're sort of biking around in this really cartoony world.
Oh,
it's called
Ollie World something.
I think it's got bikes in its name.
I don't know them.
It's B word and bicycle and bikes.
Bitch bikes.
Bitch bikes, yeah. From Tuckahoe Village.
So, okay, you remember saying what it is, but in the meantime, Dan, what's your recommendation?
I can finally recommend it because I finally finished watching after 7 months. Midnight Mass.
It's so good.
It's so good. It's such a build.
Yeah.
And it's one of those TV shows that's going to annoy people, but it's my most hated critique is there's too much talking. You really do have to sit and concentrate, and doing cross stitches help me watch it because I've been able to sit and listen.
The only critique I'd say was a bit midnight crass for me at times.
Explain that.
That's a lot of midnight sass from you right there.
sorry, that came over me. My recommendation is basic AF. Actually, no. So the basic one would be Elden Ring, which is like probably going to be game of the year. I'm sorry, you go on. I watched it 6 months ago. Yeah, I watched it when it came out.
I just thought it was good. Like,
it's great. No, I completely agree. Like Hill House and like Midnight Mass, like two of my favourite shows.
Like,
Handmaid's Tale as well.
Yeah, I really appreciated it so much when I'd seen it. It was kind of like, that was really fucking good. Like, really classily done.
Mm.
And like the fact they never say the word.
What, Midnight Mass?
No. Go on then, do yours.
Elden Ring. Oh my god, Elden Ring is so good. Dan, you really like Elden Ring. It's too difficult. It's too difficult for you, actually. It's a very, very difficult game. But like the lore is so dark, it's so creepy, it's so
Elden Ring.
Oh,
Elden Ring.
I would be surprised if I think even non-gamers would have heard of it. It's winning like game. It's one who collaborated George R. Martin on the world building and shit. Like, it's very, very
kind of game like an RPG.
Yeah, it's just like a survival RPG kind of thing. But a game that's more obscure I got into during my ill times was Loop Hero. It's really fun. So I recommend that. Okay, we done?
Are we done?
Oh, and Sabrina Carpenter's new song. Okay, Fast Times.
Kurt wants to know where you got that top.
Oh, a friend got it for me. My friend Steve, who's been on a previous team a few times ago.
It's a really nice top.
I really like it, thank you.
Where's it from?
I don't know. I'll ask him where it's from, because I do really like it. But I was ill. It's so stupid. So I was literally like in a daze when he got it for me. And like, I was reading the Katakana.
Oh.
I was trying to work out what it said, and I thought it's like miracle tea, but it says like milk tea. I didn't realise it said T-Rex in English. I thought it said like
miracle.
Exactly. That's the thing. But like, I don't know because the thing is, because the thing is,
the amount of times I've added miracle to my cake.
Oh my god.
Because the thing is, I didn't clock the English. I thought the English just said like T-Rex. I didn't realise that it said tea. Like,
I've done this so many times where like in Korean, because I was in Korea, where I'll literally see like a poster for a Korean film, and I'll completely ignore the English text and try and read what it says in the Korean text, and then be like, "Oh, that's the same."
Exactly. That's what I mean. I didn't get a joke. And then like, "Oh, he's drinking
violet." Oh, violet. Okay, right.
That's the yeah. That's so stupid. That's so stupid. Chris, your recommendation does not stand, but Monica's does. This may hurt. I've seen this.
I really want to see it.
Yeah, it looks good.
I read
it looks good.
And I love the book.
Oh, I was going to recommend something to Monica that I watched. I think she'd really like. If I remember a message I opened. I just finished it, and I think you'll really like it. But yeah, okay, cool. That's it, right?
I think we're done.
I think we are.
Well done, everyone.
Streams.
So again,
we don't want to miracle it too much. We don't want to milk it.
Okay, on that note. Right, thanks for watching, everyone. Love you.
Love you. Bye.
Chris and Monica.
Yeah. No, everyone's
Everyone.
Yeah, which is not here. So screw Yaz.